Hey everybody, I'm Mike Levy. I'm here with Sarah Moore, and it's time for the big one, Pinkbike's 2020 Mountain Bike of the Year Award. Now we've put together a short list that includes everything from big travel aluminum to short travel carbon. And to be considered, the bikes either have to be completely new or vastly improved over the previous model that came before it. Now importantly, the bike also has to be available to the public, has to be released by December 15th.
Nominees will be judged on their ultimate performance, their technical aspects, how relevant they are to their category, and that component package. And of course, the value proposition will be considered, but that's not the end all in this category. Okay, enough with the boring stuff. Our first nominee is Transition's 120mm Spur.
Yeah, so the Spur is actually a bit of a departure for Transition. And keep in mind, this is the brand that made the Dirtbag and the Bottle Rocket, some pretty heavy aluminum frames, made for some rough and tumble riding. The Spur though, well, that is a 120mm travel 29er with a carbon frame that can weigh right around under 25 pounds. Pretty impressive.
Transition didn't forget their gravity roots on this bike though, and that's what really makes it shine. Its light and quick nature allows you to go a lot further than you would with a more gravity-oriented bike, but on the descents you can still have a lot of fun.
Way more than you would usually have on a bike with such limited travel.
Exactly.
So does that make it the Freeriders cross-country bike, Sarah?
Something like that?
I don't know. Call it whatever you want, but there's no doubting how much versatility and capability Transition has put into this short travel bike. And that's why it's on our short list for Mountain Bike of the Year. The next bike on our short list is the Stumpjumper Evo. Now, the new Stumpy Evo is available in 6 sizes, and it's based around a lightweight carbon frame that's ultra adjustable. It has 150 millimeters of rear wheel travel, and it comes with a 160 fork, but you could run the head angle anywhere between 63 degrees and 65.5 degrees, making the Evo an incredibly versatile package.
This is a bike that could fit into that one bike does it all for a lot of people in a lot of different places. And the way that we described it in the review was the handling was effortless, and that's why it's going to be on our list for Mountain Bike of the Year.
Next up, we've got the Raw Madonna V2. And is there even a question as to why this thing is on our list? Just look at it. What are you eating?
Donuts!
The Madonna was designed to survive an entire season of abuse and a whole bunch more, whereas other bikes, they can wilt after just a summer of shredding in the bike park. It has 160 millimeters of travel, and the geometry, while it's designed to excel in the descents, the steep seat angle means that it's reasonably comfortable on the climbs, so you can still pedal this thing up to the top of your favorite downhill.
Out on the trail, this bike is a solid bump-sucking brute. Drop your heels, let off the brakes.
That sounds like something Casimir would have written.
Well, he might have helped with the scripts a little bit. But we could also read a little bit more of his review. So
yeah, let's see what he says.
Okay. So he says, hands down, this is one of the best cornering bikes I've ridden in recent memory. The low bottom bracket deserves the bulk of the credit here. And while that might cause a few extra pedal strikes on the climbs, on the descents, that low slung stance makes the Raw an absolute riot when it comes to cornering or carving down the steeps. So there you have it, worthy contender.
The last bike on our list is Commencell's Meta TR. In the previous version, it definitely impressed us at the value field test earlier this year. But the new model, well, it dials everything to 11. It's longer, slacker, and they've made changes to the suspension to make the bike even more capable. At this point, the damn thing is just ready for anything. So Casimir reviewed this bike earlier in the year. Sarah, what did he have to say about it?
He said that the Meta's 140 millimeters of rear travel helps it stand out from the longer travel enduro bikes, in a good way. There's plenty of travel for dealing with chunky sections of trail, but there's a level of support and snappiness that makes it an absolute blast when it's time to get airborne.
Factor in Commencell's consumer direct business model and that they only do aluminum frames, and you'll see that the price to performance ratio, well, it's pretty damn hard to beat, and it's exactly why the Meta TR is on our list. So before we get to the winners, we have to talk about a couple notables that they weren't on our short list, but they definitely impressed us, including Santa Cruz's new 5010, the new Altitude, and the new Stumpjumper, Trek's updated Slash, and the bike that will always take first place in my heart, the Grim Donut. But the winner, Specialized Stumpjumper Evo. It's our mountain bike of the year for 2020. All right, Sarah, tell me why the Evo won Bike of the Year.
Okay, so the reason it won Mountain Bike of the Year, Stumpjumper Evo, is because of the level of refinement and adjustability. Basically, with a hex key, a little bit of time, you can turn that bike from a trail bike, 150 millimeter, into like an ultra slack gravity machine.
Of course, it takes more than geometry options to come out ahead in this highly competitive category. Now, lucky for the Evo, even in its slackest setting, it's still a relatively all-round capable bike that we think is ready for anything, and that's why it's won our Mountain Bike of the Year top honor. Specialized, you got one of these coming your way.
Got it.
I don't need this.
Can you see? I think you can.
It's a little nugget in there.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah, take it.
I just poo there sometimes.